Hello and welcome to Diversity Matters. Today's episode is a little different. Instead of welcoming a guest, I'm stepping into the conversation. Because before Diversity Matters became a platform, a series, or a movement, it was personal. As we close out the year, I wanted to share my story, not because it's extraordinary, but because it explains why this work matters so deeply to me and why I believe it matters to all of us. And before I go any further, I want to pause on the name of the show, Diversity Matters. It has a double meaning. Yes, diversity matters, but this show is also about the matters of diversity, the real conversations, lived experiences, and human moments that shape how we work, live, and lead. Because words matter, and words shape how we see one another. The name came from a conversation with someone I deeply respect, Alan Dalton, a leader, a mentor, and someone who understands that language has power. He actually helped me see that this work isn't about slogans, it's about intention, and the right words invite the right conversations. There's a phrase I often come back to, and it's even the choir needs to practice. Inclusion isn't something we ever arrive at. It's something we commit to again and again with intention, courage, and heart. A little bit about me and where this journey began. I am the daughter of Colombian immigrants. My mother never spoke English. Not a little. Not at all. My father did speak English, but his accent was so thick that people often couldn't understand him or didn't take the time to try. From a very young age, as so many children of immigrants do, I became the bridge for my family. I translated at doctor's appointments, school meetings, at the bank, and during my parents' first home purchase. I think that's where I fell in love with real estate. That was life-changing. And what I learned early was this: access. Access changes everything. Not because people lack intelligence or work ethic, but because systems weren't built with everyone in mind. In high school and later in college, I didn't quite fit in, and I often felt excluded. Not overtly, just subtly. In my early career, I sometimes felt that I was invisible or underestimated because I didn't sound like everyone else or come from the same place. There were rooms where I had earned my seat, but I still felt like I had to prove I belonged. Those experiences, well, they stay with you. They shape how you see people and ultimately how you lead. That's why I want to be very clear when I talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI is not affirmative action. It's not quotas. It's not a checklist. Affirmative action helped open doors. DEI asks what happens once people walk through them. Are they welcomed? Are they supported? Are they respected? Are they able to thrive? Equity means recognizing that not everyone starts in the same place and ensuring that people have what they need to succeed. Inclusion is the difference between being invited into the room and being valued once you're there. And when I say inclusion, well, inclusion is 360. I mean this. Inclusion is not about one group or over another. It's not about black or white. It's not about Latino or non-Latino. It's not about left or right. True inclusion means everyone, regardless of race, background, religion, identity, or political belief. Everyone feels seen, respected, and valued. And inclusion only works when it works for all of us. A lot of people think DEI lives only in external statements and public commitments. I believe real inclusion is built from the outside, from the inside out, in how organizations lead, listen, and support their people every day. Culture just doesn't change through statements. It changes. Culture changes through education and training and consistent practice. That's why initiatives like this one, like this show, Diversity Meets, Women Who Lead, and the newest one that we just created, Real Talk, were so important for us. There's spaces for learning, for listening, for challenging assumptions safely and thoughtfully. And it's also why training matters, even for leaders. Well, let me say that, especially for leaders. I'll be the first to say I don't have all the answers. That's why I continue to learn. Earning my diversity and inclusion certificate from Cornell University wasn't about a credential. It was about humility, about recognizing that this work is evolving, and so must we. Even the choir needs to practice. If we want to expand opportunity, we have to work together. That's why organizations matter. That's why I'm proud, along with my company, to support and partner with groups like NAREP, ARIA, NARAB, VAREP, the LGBTQ plus Real Estate Alliance, NAWRB, the Women Council of Realtors, NAMBA, Home for USA. Hey, have I forgotten anyone? The list goes on. Each represents a community, a voice, a lived experience. Together, they remind us that housing is not just about property. It's about people, dignity, and belonging. Today, as Chief Inclusion and Engagement Officer for HomeServices of America, which I'm so proud of, I work across more than 40 companies, but I never forget where this journey began, with a little girl translating for her parents, with moments of exclusion that became lessons in empathy, with the belief that homeownership is one of the most powerful tools for stability and generational wealth. As we close out this year, I invite you to reflect. Why does diversity matter to me? What are the matters of diversity in your life, your work, your leadership? And how can you and your influence, no matter how big or small, help open a door for someone else? As we celebrate this holiday season, a time of reflection, gratitude, and togetherness, and as we move into a new year, my hope is that you don't just carry this conversation forward, but that you live it, that you choose courage over comfort, curiosity over assumptions, and compassion over silence, because diversity matters. The matters of diversity matter, and people matter. Your legacy isn't your title. Your legacy is every life you touch and every door you help open. I'm Teresa Palacios Smith. Thank you for being a part of the conversation and for taking this time to hear my story. And this has been Diversity Matters.